Now we look at the men. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 Japanese athletes in the top 4.
Amazing.
They are pretty impressive, aren't they, as a team?
Yeah.
Sebastian Halenke, good to see him back. And then Raviandi, awesome.
Any open-handed holds, the humidity makes it and heat make it a lot harder to hold.
Well, that was the run jump start there.
I'm so glad he got that.
All right.
I like how he sized it up for a couple seconds first.
Yeah, he looked at the press. The spotters are there because although the surface there looks like it's almost padded like in a gym, it's actually just a covering over the hard floor.
Yeah.
Right, so quite straightforward for the men. They're going to aim left where there's a potential double jump up to the 2 blue pinches.
Ooh.
And then he's aiming for that green dish on the left-hand side with a toe up on the right.
Yeah, the spotters, even during qualifiers, I looked down at the second draw and there was 2 spotters underneath me and I was like, should I know something?
I know, I was tempted to see what would actually happen if someone had fallen off. Like, will there be a catch? Oh, Dohyun Lee swings on the left.
One-arm catch.
Oh, okay, so a little bit of a moment for him there early on.
I guess that was the jump, not up to here.
Sorry,
yeah.
yes, you're right. And then gets a heel and rocks up. So 5 minutes up on the clock. That's the time the athletes have to complete this route.
6 total, but he's used 1 minute now.
Yeah. So he's got quite a lot of time, but keep an eye on it because especially in Edinburgh, you were commentating, you know how close the time came.
Oh man, yeah, the wall was longer than this wall, so there were more moves, and it was more vertical, so it's easier for the athletes to slow down, I think.
So Dohyun Lee now comes beneath the big volume that dominates the center of this wall. And if you recognize it from Chamonix, it's because it is the Chamonix wall. Your eyes don't deceive you, same one. So this is where things really step up for the men. It's hard to read, it's physical, and Dohyun Lee hasn't got that clip in yet on the right.
We saw some issues in the women's semi-final with people not getting clips early enough. Let's figure it out.
Yeah, it drops down on that. Oh, a little bit shaky for that clip.
Long draws are always a little scary.
And you can see how overhanging it is by the amount the draws are hanging away from the wall. Oh, fingertips only saving him there. Now bumps and adjusts into the dish. Reaches up high. Nervy stuff from Dohyun Lee.
Uh-oh.
He almost dropped the beginning of the qualifier, one of his runs in the qualifying, the very first move.
Ooh.
So he's had a few shaky moments throughout the comp.
He's recovered well, though. Made his first final.
Yeah, he's done. And he's now right in the center of the wall, as middle as you can get on the thing. That spike is a bit of a slab above. Coaches watching on, filming every move. It's an interesting setting here, Alana. It's not easy to see and read. So Dohyun reaches up again, having to readjust. It almost looks like a pocket there, but his handprint looks like the slope.
Oh yeah, it's a sloper. Yeah, they've it's a pocket maybe if you turn it the other way.
Do you think there's room for a thumb in there, or is it just sort of one of those holes?
It's just a sloper. It's not in the right position to get your thumb in.
So Dohyun having to readjust.
Maybe you can use it as a heel hook later as well. I'm not sure.
Right, now he starts to go out.
Toe hook.
There we go, yeah, toe locked in. And the feet start to disappear a little bit. You know, you think of Yurne, for example, but it's good to see someone recently step up like Luka has done. He's regularly making finals now.
Yes.
So Luka gets underway at the bottom of this route. You can see the shining texture on the wall, the no-tex part of a dual-tex hold. Something you want to avoid standing on.
Yes. Unless you want to go for a little ride.
Yeah, although we have seen a few footholds that you have to stand on.
Yeah, the setters sometimes do that just to make you be scared. Actually, Laura stood really well on the no-tex part of a hold in the key moment in semifinals, in a key moment.
Yeah, it is possible to do. It's just, I mean, especially, I think it's always probably easier for the athletes. They can actually feel. But for us watching, I get so nervous whenever they do that.
Oh, what's Luka going to do for this jump?
Oh, he's eyeing it up. Okay.
Wow.
A little bit more steady.
Yeah, kept the right hand. It wasn't quite as exciting as Lee Do-hyun, but...
Yeah, it's quite a good hold. I know the angle's hard, but he'll get a chance to rest. But of course, it's one of those holds that, although it's good, he's only a few draws in. You don't want to hang around for too long because you're not pumped yet.
But you might have gotten a little bit nervous on that, setting up for that jump and doing it. So it's good just to be able to chill, shake the nerves out of your arms before you keep going. But Lee Dohyun, I mean, he committed right away, and then he just kept going.
Yeah, true. Moved quickly through that. So now we go from left to right. High heels. Steady work through this part. This is that dish, and you can see the shine. Gets his foot on a screw on. Matches, comes into the pinches now. Now, we really start to ramp things up. I'm trying to work out the degrees of this, because, yeah, I don't know the degrees of the wall, but it's around about the 50 mark through the middle, I think.
I think so, and then once he's here onto the volume, it'll be steeper, obviously.
Yeah, the root setter's putting extra volumes on just to kick it back even more.
Yeah, and that big turquoise. I guess it's technically not a volume. That turquoise thing is actually part of the wall, but it looks like a volume for all intents and purposes. It is.
Yeah, you're right. I keep calling it a volume, don't I? But yeah, it's part of the wall itself, the structure of it. Okay, so this is where Dohyun Lee had to spend a lot of time adjusting the feet, getting the heel hooks locked in. He got that clip in better than Dohyun Lee did. That blue one. Now gets the yellow. I think all of us want to see the top part of this route. I just want to see the difference in techniques between the male and female climbers, if there is any.
Yeah. I hope they've set it in a way that we do see different betas through it. That would be exciting. I love that part about watching comms.
So he's got the heel in the dish.
Oh.
Local Indonesian climber. He's eyeing up. Please don't fall on this jump. Oh, okay. He did a different beta because you can press down on the bottom. He didn't. He went on the wall.
I don't know why I was more nervous for him than for any. Well, I want to see him do really well. That's why.
I do too. And
first World Cup, first final.
Yeah, and go back and watch his run if you haven't seen it, because it was really special.
His semi-final?
Sorry, semi-final. Yeah. It was. I mean, as I said earlier, twice he hyped the crowd up. He got very high on it, enough to get in here. And
people were so stoked. And I think that a lot of people realized when...
oh, he's standing, right on the dual text there with the right foot bumping it up.
Or I think people realized exactly when whoever it was fell in semifinals below him, and that pushed him into a final spot, or guaranteed his final spot. I think that seemed like a lot of the crowd understood that.
Yeah.
Because there was a massive cheer.
Yeah, it's an educated crowd. They really understand climbing.
Yeah.
Right, so the jump.
Oh, double. Wow, so 3 people in 3 different betas here.
Whoa, that was the most scary. So 2 hands in it, got it.
Well, it's going to be a tough clip.
Yeah, really awkward. Look at that drop knee. Oh, come on. Trying to work it out, trying to get the finger in to steady it. Can't get it. Now grabs it, clips it. Come on.
Come on, come on. Oh, good. Okay.
But he isn't really in a resting place, because he ideally want to drop back down almost into that dish.
Yeah.
He's gone above it.
Better than... Oh, no, he heard you.
That never happens. So he does drop back down.
Smart climbing from him.
Yeah, needed an extra shake and a composure moment, I think. That whistling, by the way, is because the crowd are right next to us here. The gentleman in front of us getting very excited, as is everyone in the stadium.
I wish I could cheer like that right now for him.
Yeah, he is going for it.
Blow everyone's eardrums off, thanks.
Well, I hope he's enjoying this moment. Doesn't get much better than this.
Yeah. Okay, that actually looked better than what the others did.
So working his feet over, gets the cribs. Standing.
There's a jib on there, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right for the right foot.
Yeah.
The hardest route that he has in his local climbing wall here is 8A, which makes you realize what they're working with.
It's definitely harder, though. I heard some people saying the 8A was a bit more like 8B.
Oh yeah, savage setting in that gym.
Yes.
Right, so he reaches under with the awkward clip over his leg. Gets that one in nicely.
Come on.
But this is where things get hard for the man.
Oh, no!
And he does slip out of it. Yeah, there's
Dry
time.
shoes is important.
Yeah, although there is a 40-second limit, usually it's different like this. Oh, I thought he was gone then.
Yeah.
Okay, he's up and on. Gets a high heel. He'll make the first clip and then probably be underway. Yeah, there we go, the spotter leaves. So that's our top three at the moment. Ramadhan in the bronze medal position with that 22 plus, then Luka Potocar, and then Dohyun Lee after that. So here we go, Alana, get ready to be nervous.
Don't worry, I always am.
He's got toes in to take some of the pressure off, and now we'll need to unlock it, trust that crimp and launch left. Oh, stylish.
A little scary when he like fully relaxed onto his arm there. I thought he was a goner actually. But again, 4 people and 4 different ways to do that move.
Yeah, it's
similar to Luka, but
it's one of those where you can't really, you've read it away, but I would imagine that when you get there, it's kind of how you feel in that moment of how you take it on.
Yeah.
Sebastian Halenke is through. Now, no one has fallen in this part yet. High heel in. We're coming up to the halfway point of the men's final. No one yet getting to that shared top sequence. The red holds at the end of this route. You can see his feet there dry, so he did a good job of cleaning it up.
I'm sure he wouldn't have started climbing before they were fully dry.
Gets this clip in. This clip now, everyone seeming to make it look quite awkward. Do you think there's another way? I mean, he's clipping it low.
Yeah, that was
better?
smart. Yeah. I think probably those holds are just not very comfortable. I mean, that looked terrible. So I think people just don't want to clip it. And they think, oh, maybe the next hold will be better, maybe the next hold, and then they're just not.
Yeah, and suddenly you're stuck in that awkward position and you have to do the clip.
Yeah. He's still looking really good.
He's looking fresh, but this is where it seems to come to pieces a little bit.
Yeah.
He's not using that circular hold for his hand. Not sure who touched that.
Or a toe hook, like, oh, there we go, he's heel hooking it. Toe hook.
It's a toe.
Just like Lee Dohyun.
But releasing this toe is where things are hard.
And this is where Lee Dohyun fell as a plus off of this one. Oh, there you go, he didn't jump.
Oh, but then he falls. Well, let's check out the leaderboard here. And we have a little pause in proceedings. Sebastian Halenke, we saw him climb, 28. Then Dohyun Lee, Luka Potocar, and Raviandi, the local hero, in 4th.
Well, we saw all the women fall really low. It looked really hard, except for Yan Aimori.
Well, Masahiro Higuchi, no problems with the start of the route, jumping up easily. Out he comes now with the shouldery sequences, aiming for that big pocket you can see, all chalked up and ready.
I'm excited to see what beta he does for the jump.
Yeah, I guess it's a big enough hold you're going to where you can have a little bit of leeway with the methods you use. It's got the potential to make a bit of a mistake as well and still recover from it, as we've seen some of the athletes do.
Yes.
It's just working out how to get that toe released.
Oh.
Okay.
Same as Luka. Kept the right hand.
Is
Less
that
exciting looking, but safer looking.
yeah, no giant swing. I think my favourite so far has to be Sebastian sort of lower off with the one arm.
Oh, that looks painful for the shoulder.
Yeah. But he's through nice and safely.
No, my favorite was definitely Raviandi.
Oh, the double leap,
The double, yeah.
hand, yeah, that was pretty good. So now Masahiro, it's a case of managing the pump through here.
Oh, a toe hook.
Big toe hook.
Yeah, probably climbing this section really efficiently is key.
The rain has stopped as well, to give you a weather update. The wind is blowing and it's nice, it's the coolest it's been actually all evening. That's the top 3. Luka will be anxiously keeping an eye on the score for the overall.
No, Luka didn't. We didn't even comment on that, but because Raviandi fell below him.
Oh yes, true. So he has won the overall. Yeah.
The overall champion.
Yeah. So
congratulations to Luka.
Yes, Luka Potocar to get a medal after all this evening. Right, so he is now working his way through this tricky. Cuts loose. Matches his own hand with the heel.
Ooh. Heel above the hand, yeah. Ooh. That draw hanger was not covered. His toe was really close to it.
Yeah, there's none of them covered actually. You know that.
Same as Edinburgh. I didn't really like that.
Yeah, we do like to see it when they're put in. And it's a good shot to see how blocked some of the holds are. The root setters do that just to make it a little more difficult. It's more precise. Gets the toe, but this is where things really get difficult. And he sticks it. Oh no, he doesn't. Oh. Eyes this up. 2 hands up.
Yeah, different betas for the first move too. Some people are pressing, some people are just running.
Yeah, it was the second hold, the one low down, was chalked up by the root setters to indicate a press there.
Yeah.
But no
with a big handprint on
exactly,
it.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it there at the bottom of your screen. No one really using it.
Sebastian did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the root, well, you're a root setter yourself at times, and these little clues that you put in for the climbers.
Yeah. Yeah, press, you always do something like that. You chalk up your hand a ton and you give the volume or the hold a big slap so you can see a big handprint.
The root setters was telling me they don't like to put tick marks on when it's this humid because they just rub off and it can be a bit unfair. That's what I was told anyway.
Oh, interesting. Oh, this is different.
So he hasn't got the toe in.
Oh, that he had so much less swing.
Yeah.
That was chill.
Well, everyone else is having to unlock that toe and make the swing, which obviously brings your momentum around.
When they have the right toe hook, it keeps their body so much further to the right, and then they're jumping so far to the left. Yeah, there's a ton of momentum, like you said. But he kept his feet more under him. Okay.
Yeah. Relying on the crimp. So, cutting loose gets the heel instead of a toe. Yeah, pump management from now on until we get to the green volume.
Yeah, still looking pretty relaxed, but there's definitely the holds aren't great, and there's a lot of, cutting feet and swinging around, so it can burn energy if you're not being absolutely precise.
So he makes the first of the long clips. They've been extended to try to alleviate some of the rope drag that can be created.
But it makes it harder to clip them. When they're so long, they're swinging. Sometimes they can be swinging in the wind. They could be swinging from the last rope that was pulled through them. They'll be twisting. They're, a little bit more finicky to do.
Do you ever practice it?
I practice long draws, yeah, because I'm not very good at clipping long draws. And before this year, I was legitimately a little bit scared of them. I fumbled many a long draw in my day.
I've got an image now of a long draw hanging in your kitchen and you just go past it and clip it every time.
Yeah.
Well, he's into the dish with the left hand.
Oh, it's raining again.
Yeah, it's coming in and out. I think the storm is circling this, these skyscrapers around us. Doesn't really seem to be changing. Yeah, you can see there it is, the rain. Doesn't seem to be changing the conditions too much. It's just damp on the approach.
Yeah, it was already super humid even earlier.
Right, well, we're nearing the danger point here, where we've lost everyone. It's a high toe.
Oh, yeah, there he's walking. Oh, he jumps.
Oh, he's got some strong fingers, though. Well, we saw his crimp strength down low. He's still got a move to make. Oh, trying hard. Oh, and then the left fires. Cameramen are there. He's eyeing up this jump. Little run and jump and a skip, and he's up. So we know the bottom of this route well now. No one yet succumbing to that first jump.
It's looked pretty chill for all of them. Pretty comfortable. I'm sure it's still very hard, just FYI.
Oh yeah, I mean, when the route setters say to me it's easy, they then immediately go, well, it's not easy, but it's easy for them.
Yeah. It's easy because all of these guys climb 9A or more. More
So it looks like he's going to do this toe hook method. Yeah. Hey, you do swing a lot more.
Yeah. That was more like Lee Dohyun.
So makes the low clip, and we'll recover here, chalk up, before heading out to the right. Such a hard balancing act for the route setters is because they would have wanted some of the men to get in, and we've still got time, obviously, for them to get into the head wall, but you don't want to undercook it and get everyone there. It's a very fine balancing act, this one.
Yeah. Yeah, route setting is a very difficult job. But personally, they've gotten good separation on this, and personally, I prefer to see a harder route than one that's too easy. I think it's really interesting. And here, yes, it's clearly very hard, but we've seen every climber do something different, and that is very interesting to me. I think that shows our sport amazingly. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, you want to see them fighting out there.
And everybody doing the same moves in slightly different ways that work for them. I love that.
So he's coming up towards Raviandi's score here. This is the awkward draw. He's clipping it in an awkward way. Gets it in though, that looked good. Trying to find a heel on top of that volume.
Oh, good, okay.
Makes the bump up.
Yeah, it's funny, some of the athletes like the heel on the volume, but it didn't look super solid.
No, didn't really make much of an attempt to match where his hand was either. Kind of wanted to put it almost above, slot down into it. Right, this is where he needs to recover something, because we know how hard this next series of moves are. That's the crimp you can see on your screen in the middle, the blue hole. And there's a lot of chalk around it where they've slapped near it.
Yeah, you can barely see it because of how small it is.
That's true. If you squint, it's there.
I think it's not just a crimp, it's a slopey crimp, a tiny slopey crimp. Just come on.
Oh, he doesn't make it. Well, here he is, Hidemasa Nishida. He won the gold at the FISU University Champs in Innsbruck. Since then, 27th in copper, 20th in Edinburgh, and then smashing into the finals here in first place.
But no World Cup medals, no.
No World Cup medals. Yeah, medals for youth champs, but youth competitions. Yeah, he is really young. So he's underway now. Right foot on the screw on. Let Jewel Tex hold on the right. Last chance to see this beater, which will heat you. Ooh. Kind of in two minds. Went for the crimp and then decided to go up and didn't quite have the reach on it.
Yeah.
Now taking a moment to rest.
Ooh. Very nervous for him.
Yeah, Team Japan looked nervous there too. Easy eventually.
Oh, nice.
So 5 minutes to climb this route. Looks down, checks the time. Not been a problem so far. So yeah, Edinburgh, a much longer route, and that's why we saw those timeouts, or almost timeouts.
Yeah, the routes were like 10 to 15 moves longer than I would say a standard World Cup route. So yeah, that would be why we saw those timeouts. And because the walls here are steeper, there's usually less places to stop and find a sneaky rest.
Yeah, there aren't many for the men. Sort of positions they can take some of the weight off the arms, but nowhere they can really chill out on.
Not on a 45 or 50 degree wall like this is.
Yeah, and the athletes are very good at making, like this position, for example, looks quite restful, but everything will be engaged in his body. You know, his abs will be tense.
Yeah.
And it's not as restful as he makes it look.
Yeah, even in a position that you might have a really good heel hook or something, maybe it's a bit of a rest for your one hand, but yeah, the rest of your body, it's not a rest for your heel, you know, your entire leg. Absolutely not. It's actually quite stressful.
All right, here we go. First of all, it's the conundrum of this clip. You can see him working it out.
else made that? Okay, he got it.
And makes space to reach under him for the clip.
Oh, that was a very smooth clip. I didn't even really see it go in.
He has practiced. It's definitely in his kitchen.
I aspire to get to that level of long draw clipping one day.
So the big bump into the dish almost went too high on it.
Just caught it.
It's not much of a heel hook there either, on the left. Takes it away quickly. Right, here we go. Last chance for one of the men to get to the final part.
That was a crazy position.
Yeah, when you look at that right heel and the position of his leg.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Left hand in the good pocket. There's a thumb on the screw on in there. Presses out. So far, he's keeping his feet in.
So we're going to do slow beta. Yep.
Oh, a bit rushed through. Let's have a look at the results. Ao Yurikusa takes the gold medal here this evening. Fantastic from him, walking away with that. His best performance was second in Innsbruck, so new PB for him. Then Masahiro Higuchi takes silver. Sebastian Halenke with the bronze medal, that third place finish, and he's going to be absolutely over the moon at that.